This is another quick video about the book of Enoch. Yeah, where it's about the fallen angel. We'll type in fallen angel. I'm finna read something real quick. It says by the 3rd century, Christians began to reject the Enochian literature. By the 3rd century, the sons of God came to be identified merely with righteous men, more precisely with descendants of Seth, who had been seduced by women descended from Cain. The cause of the evil was shifted from the superior powers of angels to humans themselves and to the very beginning of history. The expulsion of Satan and his angels, one on the one hand, and the original sin of humans on the other hand. However, the Book of Watchers, which identified the sons of God with fallen angels, was not rejected by Syriac Christians. Augustine of Hippo's work, Civitas Dei, 5th century, became the major opinion of Western demonology for the Catholic Church. He rejected the Enochian writings and stated that the sole origin of fallen angels was the rebellion of Satan. As a result, fallen angels came to be equated with demons and depicted as non-sexual spiritual entities. The exact nature of the spiritual bodies became another topic of dispute during the Middle Ages. Augustine based his description of demons on the perception of Greek daemon. The daemon was thought to be a spiritual being. Uh, um, Composed of ethereal matter, a notion also used for fallen angels by Augustine. However, their angels received their ethereal body only after their fall. Later scholars tried to explain the details of their spiritual nature. Asserting that the ethereal body is a mixture of fire and air, but that they are still composed of material elements. Others deny any physical relation to material elements, depicting the fallen angels as purely spiritual entities. But even those who believe the fallen angels had ethereal bodies did not believe that they could produce offspring. So this is just a little bit of how they thought back then, some of them, about this subject. Augustine and his whatever 2 cities, distinct from each other and opposed to each other, like light and darkness. The earthly city is caused by the act of rebellion of the fallen angels and inhabited by wicked men and demons, fallen angels led by Satan. On the other hand, the heavenly city is inhabited by righteous men and angels led by God, although the ontological division into 2 different kingdoms show resemblance of Manichaean dualism. Augustine differs in regard of the origins of the power of evil. In Augustinian works, evil originates from free will. Augustine always emphasizes the sovereignty of God over the fallen angels. Accordingly, the inhabitants of the earthly city can only operate with God-given framework. The rebellion of the angels is is also a result of God-given freedom of choice. Um, the obedient angels are renowned with grace, um, giving them a deeper understanding of God's nature and the order of the cosmos. Illuminated by God-given grace, they become incapable of feeling any desire of sin. They fall from heaven and become demons in Augustinian's view of angels. They cannot be guilty of carnal desires since they lack flesh, but they can be guilty of sins that are rooted in spiritual intellect, such as pride and envy. However, after they have made their decision to rebel against God, they cannot turn back. The Catechism of the Catholic Church does not take the fall of the angels literally. So the Catholic Church, the Catechism of the Catholic Church does not take the fall of the angels literally, but as a radical and irrevocable rejection of God and his reign by some angels who, though created as good beings, freely chose evil. Their sin being unforgivable because of the irrevocable character of their choice, not being of any defect in infinite divine mercy. Present day Catholicism rejects apostasis, the reconciliation with God suggested by Church Father Origen. So the Catholic Church is saying that they did not take the fall of the angels literally. That's what they say. But a rejection of God that cannot be redeemed. This is what they say. So this showed that a lot of these people, when they knew this book, but they say it was not literal. This is what they say. Let's go to the Eastern Orthodox. Like Catholicism, Eastern Orthodox Christianity shares the basic belief in fallen angels as spiritual beings who rebel against God. Unlike Catholicism, however, there is no established doctrine about the exact nature of fallen angels. But Eastern Orthodox Christianity unanimously agree that the power of the fallen angels is always inferior to God. Therefore, belief in fallen angels can always be assimilated with the local lore, and as long as it does not break basic principles and is in line with the Bible. Historically, some theologians even tend to suggest that the fallen angels could be rehabilitated in the world to come. Fallen angels, just like angels, play a significant role in spiritual life of believers. As in Catholicism, fallen angels tempt and incite people to sin, but mental illness is also linked to fallen angels. Those who have reached an advanced degree of spirituality are even thought to be able to envision them. Rituals and sacraments performed by Eastern Orthodoxy are thought to be weakening such demonic influences. So, there's no real doctrine about it, but they agree. The power of the fallen angels is inferior to God. Suggest that fallen angels can be. The Eastern Orthodox said that the fallen angels can be rehabilitated. This is very crazy. Unlike most other churches, the Ethiopian church accepts First Enoch and the Book of Jubilees as canonical. As a result, the church believes that human sin does not originate in Adam's transgression alone, but also from Satan and other fallen angels. Together with demons, they continue to cause sin and corruption on the earth. So, um, the Ethiopian church says it comes from the angels, and Satan, and these angels and demons are still corrupting the earth today. I kind of believe that. Um, Protestantism. Let's look at Protestantism. Let's look at them, how they believe. Like Catholicism, Protestantism continues with the concept of fallen angels as spiritual entities. So the Protestants think like the Catholics. This is crazy. Protestants reject Catholicism, hate Catholicism, but they agree about these spiritual beings, these entities, for some reason. Unrelated to flesh, but it rejects the angelology established by Catholicism. Martin Luther's Sermons of the Angels merely recount the exploits of the fallen angels and does not deal with the angelic hierarchy. Satan and the fallen angels are responsible for some misfortunes in the world, but Luther always believed that the power of the good angels exceed those of the fallen ones. They always got a thing in these church doctrines where they say no matter what happens in this world that good is more powerful than evil. This is common through all these church religious-based organizations. It's always good is more powerful than evil, no matter what. It's always a crazy type of, God allows evil to do what it does, but he's more powerful than evil. But at the same time, evil has no real power of his own, but it is its own power, and it's ridiculous. It's not coherent. These people are crazy in the way they think about this stuff. And Satan and the fallen angels are responsible for some misfortune in the world, but Luther always believed that the power of the good angels see that the fallen ones. Okay. The Italian Protestant theologian Girolamo, or whatever his name is, offered further explanations for the reasons behind the fall of the angels. According to Zanacci, the angels rebelled when the incarnation of Christ was revealed to them in incomplete form. Nevertheless, Protestants are much less concerned with the cause of the angelic fall, since it is thought as neither useful nor necessary to know. You see this? Mankind is the cause of all the evil in the world. Mankind itself. But there are other books that they know of that says that corruption came from wicked angels of God. And none of that is necessary to know, or they don't even believe in that. Well, let's go to Islam. The concept of the fallen angels is debated in Islam. Opposition to the possibility of the Aryan angels can be attested to the early as Hassan Basri of Basra on the time of founder of school jurisprudence distinguish between the obedient angels, disobedient angels, and unbelievers amongst the angels, who in turn differ from the jinn and the devils. The Quran mentions the fall of the Iblis in several surahs. Further surahs implies that the pair of fallen angels introduced magic to humanity. However, the later angels did not accompany Iblis. Fallen angels work in entirely different ways in Quran and Farsis, sir. According to boast about himself being superior to God until he is thrown into lower celestial spheres and ends up on earth, according to Hadith tradition mentioned in Iblis commands the host of rebel angels and, and the fiercest jinn of the lowest layer of hell. Idris Enoch meets an angel, which the wrath of God falls upon, and his wings and hair are cut off after Idris prays for him to God. His wings and hair are restored. In return, they become friends, and his request, the angels take Idris in the heavens to meet the angel of death. Some recent non-Islamic scholars suggest that who is, according to Surah, called a son of God by Jews, originally referred to a fallen angel, while exegetes almost unanimously identified Yusara as Ezra. There is no historical evidence that the Jews called him son of God, thus Quran may refer not to the earthly Ezra, but the heavenly Ezra. What? Identifying him with the heavenly Enoch, who in turn became identified with the angel Metatron in the Merkabah mysticism, the lesser Yahweh. Harut and Marut. I'm not going to really go into all this, but what you can see here is that these people don't even agree amongst themselves what a lot of this stuff means. They reject books. Some read the books and interpret it a different way. Some reject the books altogether, and at the same time they run around and proselytize to other people to get them to be part of these religions, movements, and organizations, and they themselves don't even agree. They don't even have nothing that they agree on, you know. But at the same time, they run around proselytizing the people, getting them involved, tangled up into all this doctrinal differences when they have not reconciled their differences amongst themselves. So why are you running around hunting other people to be a part of any of this stuff, and you have not reconciled this stuff amongst yourselves? This is very strange. Fallen angels, they don't even agree to what it is. I think they were literal. Me personally, I'm not even a believer into all this stuff that they believe in. No. But I look at the books to see what is true and what can be found out and can be verified to be true. That's what I look at all books. Read all books to find out, is there any kind of truth in them, right? So Catholicism said that the angels are not real. They said they are identified merely as righteous men, descendants of Seth and Cain. That's Catholicism. Yeah, I think the fallen angel could be in the Catholic Church. Hell, you know, Protestant church. Who knows? But they don't even have their stuff together. But they run around and proselytize to people about what books to read, what not to read. I reject religion wholly, and I only seek the truth of what can be found to be true in this world, in this natural world. What is true and what's not true. That's it. That's all.